And I did not wanna do interior design. I thought that was just gonna be a dead giveaway. I thought it was like, I was just I was kinda became I learned to become sort of ashamed of that part of myself, which is unfortunate. Um, but it is what it is. And so I decided the more masculine version was gonna be graphic design.
Oh,
So I was like, "I'm gonna do graphic design because that's, like, very bro, right?" And, like, it's just, like, I get to do art. I was also inspired by it, you know? I'm really, truly, when it comes to graphic design, I am really inspired by branding, and I'm really inspired by, like, perceived, or perception of a brand, and I'm really inspired by, like, user experience, and
mhm,
that was what my degree was all about. So I got a graphic design degree. It was a BFA, in graphic design, and a lot of our program, it didn't really actually focus around, like, software or creating pamphlets, or whatever. Like, we did all that stuff, but I felt really lucky because our education was really conceptual, and it was like, "Look, you're gonna learn new software. You're gonna learn there's gonna new fonts come out. There's gonna be new, modes of printing and press and all of that." And so what's not gonna change is your brain. Like, that is the tool that's gonna carry you through all of this, and so we wanna help, like, build that up. And so it was very conceptual, and so I feel like it was really an easy, natural switch for me. So it went from print design, graphic design, right? My last semester, or probably like my last 3 semesters of school, I started to have an identity crisis where I started to feel like, okay, I'm done with being afraid of feeling like I'm gonna look too feminine or whatever. I need to pursue interior design. And right when I went to pursue it, they dissolved the program.
oh, no.
And so I was like, all right, I gotta finish in interior, or I gotta finish in graphic design. And my teachers were very supportive of me. And so I thought I need to find something that I love that feels like a merge between the two. And so I was able to land an internship at Country Living magazine in New York at
Mm,
Hearst. And that experience was revolutionary. Like, when people are wondering, like, what should I do with my life in college? I'm like, travel, be yourself, but follow what you love. And that's what I did. And I felt really grateful to be able to do it. Really, really grateful. There was a lot of people that actually helped me do it. There was funding from people, there was grants, there was all this sort of stuff. I went into debt, but it was so worth it. I was at the magazine for a few months, and then it was the perfect bridge between, like, print and, like, styling and creating three-dimensional spaces. And it, like, really touched on this, like, element of, like, being on TV, right? Like, literally we were working with, like, HGTV design stars on some of the projects,
yeah.
and then that made me realize I really need to technically understand interior design. So my first job out of college was at a design firm, a really, really high-end design firm in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And that was a crash course to furnishings and to design and to, like, the technical aspect of it. From there, I then moved up here to Washington, and I got a job at a home builder doing assistant interior design. And I worked long days because I was learning CAD and I was learning SketchUp and I was learning, construction and code and all of that. And I just treated it like it was school. I was like, I can either go back to school, or I can treat this first job that's not very paying me very much like an opportunity to learn, like an apprenticeship. And so that's what I did. And that like laid the foundation for where I'm at right now.